The only way a woman truly falls in love with you is when she feels your authentic masculine energy. That's something you can't fake, you can't pretend, and you can't copy from someone else. It's not about playing games, following some script, or trying to manipulate her emotions. It's about being fully present in who you are, owning your truth, and moving through life with confidence and certainty. Women are naturally drawn to men who are comfortable in their own skin. When you show up authentically without apology, she feels it. That energy creates safety, trust, and attraction in a way words never could. Most guys get this part wrong because they think falling in love is about saying the right things or constantly trying to please her. They believe that if they do enough, give enough, sacrifice enough, she'll eventually love them back. But love doesn't work that way. You can't buy her love with effort. You can't force her feelings through pressure, and you can't trick her heart into opening. What makes her fall in love is the way you carry yourself when you live aligned with your values, when you don't compromise your standards to impress her, when you stand firm in who you are. That's when she feels something deeper than attraction. She feels connection. Masculine energy is about direction, purpose, and certainty. It's the calm presence that says, I know who I am, I know what I want, and I don't need validation to feel complete. When you bring that into a relationship, she feels secure. She can relax into her feminine energy because your presence doesn't waver. You're not the man who gets rattled by her moods. You're not the man who bends to every demand. And you're not the man who loses himself in the process of trying to keep her happy. You're steady, you're consistent, and you're grounded. That's what allows her to trust you enough to open her heart. Women test men all the time, not to be difficult, but to feel out whether the man in front of them is really as strong as he appears. They want to see if you'll lose your composure when challenged, if you'll fold when faced with resistance, or if you'll stand firm with quiet strength. If you crumble under pressure, she can't relax. She can't give you her full heart because she doesn't feel safe in your leadership. But if you maintain your frame, if you show her through your actions that you don't lose yourself no matter what, she begins to admire you. That admiration grows into respect, and respect is the soil where love takes root. Authenticity also means showing her who you really are, not who you think she wants you to be. Too many men wear masks in relationships. They hide their opinions, they silence their boundaries, and they present a watered down version of themselves just to avoid rocking the boat. But the irony is, when you do that, she never gets to know the real you. And if she can't see the real you, she can't love you for who you are. She might enjoy the comfort, she might appreciate the effort, but she won't fall in love. Real love only happens when she feels the truth of your soul. And the only way she feels that is when you strip away the masks and live unapologetically as yourself. Think about the men women admire the most. They're not the ones who bend over backward for approval. They're the ones who stand firm in their purpose, who know their worth, and who lead without arrogance, but with quiet confidence. That's what masculine energy looks like. It's not about being controlling or dominant. It's about embodying strength, clarity, and presence. When you bring that into her world, she feels safe. She knows that no matter what storms come, you're not going to fall apart. That safety is what allows her to give you her vulnerability. And vulnerability is the gateway to love. Authenticity also creates polarity. Masculine energy naturally attracts feminine energy, but only when it's real. If you fake confidence, if you try to act strong, but your actions reveal weakness, she'll sense the mismatch. Women are intuitive. They can feel when you're pretending. But when your confidence comes from truth, when it comes from discipline, purpose, and a deep knowing of who you are, she can't resist it. That's when she feels magnetized toward you. That's when she wants to be closer. That's when her feelings deepen beyond surface level attraction and start moving into the territory of love. The beauty of this is that authenticity doesn't require effort. You don't have to study lines or memorize tricks. You just have to let go of the fear of not being enough. When you stop hiding, when you stop performing, when you stop trying to control how she feels, you naturally show up in your masculine energy. That honesty is refreshing in a world where most people are pretending. And because it's so rare, it makes you unforgettable. And that's what creates the bond that turns into love, the sense that she's with a man who is real, who is solid, and who isn't afraid to be himself. And here's the most important part. Your authentic masculine energy isn't about her, it's about you. It's about being aligned with your own purpose, living by your own standards, and moving through life with integrity. When you live that way, love from a woman is a byproduct, not the goal. She falls in love with you because she feels drawn to the way you live, the way you lead, and the way you carry yourself. She can see that your strength doesn't depend on her approval. And that's what makes her want to give you her heart. At the end of the day, the only way to make a woman fall in love is to stop trying to make her fall in love. Be authentic, be grounded, be unapologetically yourself. When she feels that kind of masculine energy, she won't just be attracted, she'll feel safe enough to fall in love for real. A woman doesn't fall in love because you chase her, because you text her constantly, or because you put her on a pedestal. She falls in love when she sees that you're a man who leads with purpose, not neediness. That's the difference between being just another guy in her life and being the man she can't get out of her mind. When a man is centered on his mission, when he's focused on building his life, when he's living with direction, women feel that energy. It's magnetic. It's the kind of energy that makes her want to come closer because she senses that she's not the center of your universe, you are. Most men don't understand this, so they do the exact opposite. They make the woman their mission. They cancel plans, drop their goals, and sacrifice their ambitions just to spend time with her. At first, she might enjoy the attention, but eventually she feels the weight of that neediness. She feels smothered because instead of leading his own life, he's trying to live through hers. And no woman falls in love with a man who abandons himself just to keep her happy. She might tolerate it for a while, but her respect fades. Without respect, love cannot grow. When you live with purpose, you create a natural balance. You're not ignoring her, but you're also not clinging. You invite her into your life, but you don't revolve your world around her. That distinction is what makes all the difference. She can sense that your identity isn't tied to her mood or her validation. She can feel that you'd still be moving forward even if she wasn't there. And that's what makes her admire you. Admiration is what blossoms into love. Because when she admires who you are and the life you're building, she wants to be part of that journey. Think about it from her perspective. If you're a man who is constantly chasing her, always available, never busy, and always waiting on her call, what does that say? It says you have nothing else going on. It says you're not leading yourself, so you're hoping she'll give you direction. That dynamic makes her lose attraction because deep down, she wants a man who can lead, not a man who looks to her to fill his emptiness. But if you're a man who is driven, who knows his purpose, who has passions and goals beyond the relationship, she sees you differently. She sees you as someone she can follow, someone she can support, someone who adds value to her life instead of clinging to hers. Purpose doesn't mean you ignore her or treat her as unimportant. It means you hold your frame. You maintain balance. You make her feel special when you're together, but you don't stop being who you are when you're apart. That consistency builds trust. And trust is the foundation of love. She falls in love when she feels secure, when she knows you're not going to lose yourself just because you care for her. That security comes from watching you stay aligned with your mission no matter what. Another key element here is patience. When you're purpose driven, you don't rush love. You understand that real connection takes time. You're not trying to force feelings because you know your life is already fulfilling. You're not trying to fill a void through her. You're inviting her to share in what you've already built. That energy takes the pressure off. And women respond to that. They open up more when they don't feel forced. They invest more when they feel inspired by your vision. And they fall in love when they realize you're not looking to them to save you. You're already saving yourself by living your truth. A man on his mission has a certain energy about him. You can feel it in the way he walks, the way he speaks, the way he carries himself. He doesn't need to brag because his actions prove who he is. He doesn't need to chase because his presence naturally draws people in. Women sense this and it stirs something in them. They want to be part of that energy. They want to contribute to it, nurture it, and align with it. That's why leading with purpose is the only way to create lasting attraction. Without it, everything else is temporary. With it, she sees you as someone who stands above the rest. Neediness, on the other hand, destroys attraction because it communicates weakness. When you constantly seek reassurance, when you demand her time, when you place your happiness on her shoulders, she feels burdened. Instead of enjoying you, she feels responsible for you. That's the quickest way to make her pull away. But when you stand on your own, when you show her that you're fine with or without her, she feels free to love you. Love flourishes in freedom, not pressure. And freedom is only possible when you've made your life your mission, not her. Every woman dreams of being with a man who inspires her, a man who challenges her, a man who makes her feel safe through his strength and his vision. That's what leadership looks like in a relationship. Not control, not domination, but direction. When you have direction, she naturally follows. And the deeper she follows, the deeper her love grows. Because love is not just about chemistry, it's about respect, admiration, and the desire to build something meaningful together. So the only way to make a woman fall in love is not to chase her, not to beg for her time, not to sacrifice your life for her approval. The only way is to live your life with clarity and purpose. When you do, she feels drawn into your world. She feels inspired by your presence, and she feels safe enough to open her heart. That's when love becomes real. Love is never something you can force, and the moment you try, it begins to slip through your hands. A woman doesn't fall in love because you pressure her into it or because you bombard her with affection she's not ready to receive. She falls in love when she feels safe, when she feels understood, and when she knows she can be your authentic self without judgment. That's why emotional connection is so powerful. When you make a woman feel like she can express her deepest thoughts and emotions, when she feels truly heard and valued, that's when her guard comes down. That's when her heart starts to open. Most men get this wrong because they think love is about doing more texting, more gifts, more attention. But it's not about quantity, it's about quality. It's about the depth of the moments you share. It's about being fully present when you're with her. If she's talking, you're not distracted by your phone, you're not half listening. You're tuned in, engaged, and curious about what she's feeling. That kind of attention makes her feel like she matters, like her world is important to you. And that creates an emotional bond that no amount of chasing can ever replace. The truth is, women don't remember every little thing you buy them, but they never forget how you made them feel. Did you make her feel safe? Did you make her feel understood? Did you make her feel valued? Those are the memories that stick, and those are the seeds that grow into love. Emotional connection doesn't happen overnight. It builds over time through consistency, patience, and presence. The more she feels like you actually see her, not just her appearance, not just her body, but her soul, the more she allows herself to fall. And this is where patience is key. You can't rush emotions. You can't demand that she feels something before she's ready. That pressure backfires. And instead of drawing her closer, it pushes her away. But when you give her the freedom to feel at her own pace, when you show her that you're not in a hurry, she relaxes. She feels that you're secure enough in yourself not to need her feelings to validate you. That kind of energy is attractive because it communicates strength. Strength tells her she can trust you. And when trust grows, love follows. So if you want to make a woman fall in love, focus less on proving yourself and more on connecting. Ask her real questions. Listen without interrupting. Share your own truths openly and honestly without fear of how she'll react. Vulnerability builds intimacy, and intimacy is what transforms attraction into love. When she feels that bond with you, when she knows she can trust you with her heart, that's when love takes root. And that's why emotional connection will always be stronger than pressure. What truly makes a woman fall in love is the realization that you are not someone who can be easily replaced. At first, attraction might be about chemistry, looks, or the excitement of something new, but love, real love, comes when she sees that there is something about you she can't find anywhere else. It's not just about how you look or what you own. It's about the energy you bring, the way you make her feel, and the unique experiences you create together. That's what makes you stand out from every other man she's ever known. Think about it. Most men follow the same patterns. They chase too much, they smother with attention, or they fade away when things get hard. But when you're different, when you hold yourself with calm confidence, when you stay true to your purpose, and when you treat her with respect without losing your own self-respect, she feels it, she notices it, and little by little she realizes you're not just another guy. There's something about you that lingers even when you're not around. That's the beginning of becoming unforgettable in her mind. What really makes a man irreplaceable is consistency. It's easy to impress someone for a day or a week, but what makes the difference is when you keep showing up as the same grounded, reliable man over time. You don't suddenly switch up because of her moods. You don't lose your balance when challenges come. You remain centered, steady, and secure in who you are. That stability makes her feel safe. And safety is what allows her to go deeper with you. Safety is what allows love to grow because she knows she can rely on you emotionally. But it's not just about being steady, it's also about being memorable. The way you laugh together, the adventures you share, the conversations that make her think in new ways, all of these moments leave an imprint. They can't be duplicated because they're tied to you, to your unique personality and presence. No matter who else she meets, they won't give her the exact same feeling, and that's what makes her heart attached to you on a deeper level. At some point, she will test the waters. She might compare you, whether consciously or not, to others she meets, and that's when the truth hits her. You're not replaceable. Other men might have qualities she likes, but they won't give her the same energy, the same connection, the same spark that you do. That realization is powerful because it turns admiration into something stronger. It's when missing you becomes real, when love becomes undeniable, because she knows she won't find another version of you. And that's why becoming irreplaceable is the key to making her fall in love.